Welcome back. This is Dr. William Light, Doc Serious, on the Budget Longevity Podcast. We're updating our latest podcast today. What I want to talk about is dietary protein. So there's been all sorts of stuff from different people. If you believe Peter Attia, that humans, particularly adults over 50, don't get enough protein, and he remarks that sarcopenia, which is loss of muscle mass, is one of the leading causes of premature aging or premature death. He quotes some statistics that grip strength is very closely associated with aging, and he eats an excessive amount of protein and tells everyone they need to eat that. Now, I'm going to object to that. I don't think that's necessarily true for everyone. There's no evidence that increased protein intake in your diet is going to reverse sarcopenia. I think if you exclude people who are frail or ill to start with or have underlying medical conditions, most of the statistics and most of the studies don't show that increasing protein intake lowers your health and does not prolong life. There was a recent study today that I'm looking up here as we speak that said, where can I find it? Excessive poultry consumption over 300 grams per week is associated with statistically higher mortality from all causes and from gastric cancers. So excessive poultry intake is associated with increased mortality, particularly more in men than women. And that article was published yesterday, I think, or today. There was an article in The Guardian today that talked about all the people who are increasing their protein. So they're adding protein to their morning smoothies. Some of this protein is coming from things like calf hoofs and other things that I think are particularly bad for you. There are sources of plant protein that you can supplement with. But truly, the article today said you're lied to about protein. Protein is needed for missiles, but you don't need as much protein as these influencers want to tell you. So diet is the most difficult thing for us to measure because say you've been a vegetarian for 10 years. That doesn't reverse the fact that for the first 60 years of your life, for those of us 70, you ate a balanced diet with protein and lots of everything. I do think there are some things that are notable. One is foods like bacon that are cured with nitrates. If you cook bacon that's been cured with nitrates, it creates nitrosamines. We know nitrosamines are carcinogenic, and we know that cooked bacon is definitely associated with increased risk of colorectal cancer and other cancers. So I tell people that you can eat as much bacon as you want as long as you don't cook it. It's a bit of a joke there to an extent, but I think if you're going to eat protein, you need to eat lean protein. You need to try to emphasize plant proteins. Now, I see a lot of studies that people were miserable and they switched to a keto diet and they really increased their protein intake and they feel much better. So if you're eating a diet and you see a dramatic improvement in how you feel, it may be placebo, but placebos work. So you need to stick with what you feel is right. So if you feel like a keto type diet is healthy, you need to stick with that. The recent controversial study about the lean mass hyperresponders, which are people who eat a high protein keto diet, but their cholesterol goes to 300, showed significant atherosclerosis in those people. So if you're going to eat a keto diet, monitor your ApoB, cholesterol, and LDL. And if your LDL is above 50, you're at risk. So I want you to think about finding a balance in there. Probably a Mediterranean balanced diet, which has protein and a lot of vegetables in it, is ideal. Staying away from, like I say, the center of the grocery store where all the boxes are, the boxes of chips and prepackaged meals, and eat on the periphery, which is the meats, the eggs, the cheeses, the vegetables up front, and stay away from things that's processed because there's a lot of chemicals on those processed foods that are probably bad for you. So find the diet that's right for you. Stay away from the junk food and the processed foods, and try to find a balance that keeps your cholesterol down. And those are the ideal things you need to work on. I'm Doc Serious, and this is the Longevity on a Budget. And we'll look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks.